Okay, I hope this works now. Sorry everyone to keep you waiting. Technology never works the way we want it to, or sometimes at least. So I hope you can see me and hear me now. So finally, once again, welcome to the live talk about the Dance Teacher's Toolbox. This is a workshop series that we will offer for the first time starting in January. And there will be 5 workshops altogether about how to become a better, more efficient, more knowledgeable, more empathetic dance teacher, if you will. And our wonderful presenter or the docent will be Dani, my wonderful partner from Calaneya Dance Academy. And she will join us in a few minutes and tell us more about what will happen. We also received some questions from you beforehand, and we will try to answer all of them as comprehensively as possible. And we will also talk about everything that you might want to know. If you are joining us live right now, you are more than welcome to type your questions in the comments, and we will keep this live talk in English mostly, but we will offer the workshop series both in German and in English. So there will be Saturday mornings in German and Sunday afternoons, late afternoons in English. That's why I will switch in German for a very short time. Hallo alle zusammen. Ich bin Elena von der Calaneya Dance Academy und heute sind wir live mit meiner wunderbaren Partnerin Dani, die sich in ein paar Minuten mir anschließen wird. Und wir reden heute über unsere Seminarreihe Dance Teachers Toolbox. Ganz kurz vorweg, wir werden heute hauptsächlich Englisch sprechen, auch wenn wir die Reihe in beiden Sprachen anbieten werden, die Workshops. Aber damit wir nicht ständig hin und her schalten müssen zwischen 2 Sprachen, damit das für alle möglichst verständlich ist, werde ich gleich wieder Englisch sprechen und Dani auch. Aber wenn ihr irgendetwas nicht versteht, wenn ihr noch etwas auf Deutsch übersetzt haben möchtet, schreibt uns bitte kurz in die Kommentare und wir übersetzen das gerne nochmal. Ja, das ist überhaupt kein Problem. Scheut euch nicht, uns da einfach mal zu fragen, wenn etwas nicht so ganz verständlich ist. Okay, I hope everyone got that. Hi Alenka, schön, dass du da bist. So I'm switching to English now again, and hope I will not confuse any languages or words. So I would like, before I will let Dani join me, I would like to tell something about myself, about what I do at the school and at the seminar. I am one of the 2 owners of Calaneya Dance Academy together with Dani, and I'm basically the one mostly in the office, in the back office, replying to all of your emails and direct messages and phone calls, and making sure that everything works within our organization, that the classes start on time, that we always have a teacher who's teaching them, and so on. So I'm also mostly responsible for all of your workshop registrations, so you will always receive an email from me if you have registered, and you will receive all the confirmation info and all the payment info from me. And that is why I will also join Dani for the seminar. and will help her with all the online comments, because this will be an online seminar. So I will be joining her and supporting her with all the administrative stuff that comes up. And also I will be translating or helping with translation, more like for the English seminar. I'm very fortunate that I have a master's degree in English linguistics, so it works quite well for me, and I'm trying my best to keep up with my translation skills, trying my best to support our students and teachers who don't speak any German and prefer speaking English. So, as I was saying, we will keep this talk in English, and if there are any German speakers out there who don't understand something, you are welcome to just type your question or comment in the comment section, and we will get back to you very quickly. Same goes for anyone who just happens to have a question about the seminar, about the topic that we are discussing at the moment. So just don't be shy and give us a little comment or question in the comment section. All right, let's bring Dani in, and let's start talking about the workshops and what's to expect from it. All right, let me see if I can bring Dani in. Hang on. I think this is the... There she is. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
You look happy and rested. That's nice to see.
Oh, I am, thank you.
Great. And we have some people joining us. That's great to see. Welcome, everyone. So
Hi.
I am now joined by my wonderful colleague and partner, Dani, who is not only the co-owner of Calaneya Dance Academy, our dance school in Hannover. She's also a certified dance teacher, acknowledged by the Professional Association of Germany of Dance Teachers. And she's also the chief educator, as you will, of our school. I don't know the official term, but this pretty much sums it up. And I'm very happy that we have the chance to offer this seminar series, the workshop series, the Dance Teachers Toolbox, so that you can share some of your experience and knowledge in teaching dance in various styles, basically. So it's a dance teachers seminar series, not only for ballet teachers or belly dance teachers. It's not limited to any style of dance, but it's generally for all dance teachers, if I'm correct.
Yes, you are.
Yes. So let's talk about yourself first. Maybe you would like to introduce yourself to everyone watching.
Oh, yes. I tend to keep it a bit too short, so please, Elena, ask questions if I jump a bit too quick, or stop me if I'm too quick. Let's start from the very beginning, how I got here. I dance since I walk. So I started with a pre-ballet education when I was 1.5 years. So when I could barely walk, I started learning something about music and dance and so on. And I went on with classical ballet as a child, and nearly never stopped. I did some jazz dance, some modern dance, Irish dance, and I always was very interested in getting to know more dance styles like belly dance and flamenco. I really was so thrilled about Spanish dance and about belly dance. So I asked lots of my classmates who did some other dance styles, hey, can you show me something? And I can show you some ballet basics. So we met and taught us as children our dance steps, and my whole childhood was filled with dance. I danced every day at home. I had training at least once a week. And then in my youth, I started Aikido, which is quite a very dancey martial arts form. And I did this every day. So I had training every day. And from Friday to Sunday, I went to workshops. And when I was 16 years old, I was invited to help out with teaching the children's classes in the sports club. And since then, so since I was 16 years old, I never stopped teaching. I taught the Aikido children's classes for some years. I taught math and physics in between. I did some learning trainings. I did some motivational trainings during my education in the university. And in my very early 20s, I started to teach dance, and I never stopped doing so. So directly after school, I studied special educational needs, which is like, if you think about psychology, special educational needs is the practical part of this. So how to talk to humans, how to really engage with everyone you meet, as your student, as the person you want to help. So it's a mix of psychology and teaching and educating and teaching teachers. So this is, I think, one of the main parts and main reasons why I'm here now. My dance way and my master's degree in special educational needs. And during my university time, I focused on psychomotorics, on sports, on trauma, and also wrote my master thesis about trauma sensitive and emotion sensitive dance education for adults.
Yeah, that sounds like
And
a very
now
comprehensive.
since I'm sorry,
Yeah,
Elena.
sounds like a very comprehensive education. I was just thinking about what special education needs or special needs education means, because before I met you, before I talked to you and other people who studied that, I had a very prejudiced view on what someone who studies that does actually, because so maybe I just to clarify for people watching who also have this kind of prejudice, it's for me it sounds like someone working with people with disabilities, either physical or some kind of learning disabilities, who have special needs, and it's just not necessarily suitable for people who don't have those disabilities, or who are quite all right, going to just the regular school and doing well there. But I learned pretty quickly that this is so much more. There's so much more to it. So that just helps really understand everyone, or understand as many people as you can, and understand their needs in education.
Yes, yes. I think it's basically because in earlier times, I think 50 years ago, we had these boxes where we put people with disabilities in. And now we see the people in the center, and something like having problems with learning or remembering anything, is not part of a specific box.
Mhm.
So we really learn how to think outside of boxes, how to take everyone you meet as he or she is, and how to learn more like what do human need, no matter if they have any disabilities written down or diagnosed by anyone or not. It's not important what kind of stamp someone put on you to understand you.
Mm-hmm.
So in this times now, we learn to develop a very open-minded education style and a very open-minded way to help people in general. And this is makes it more suitable for like every teacher, I think, and not just for teachers who helps people who like don't fit into the mainstream.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, thank you for clarifying that. I think a lot of people out there still have this a little bit outdated picture of someone who handles special education. So sorry
It's
for
more,
interrupting you. Maybe you can continue about the introduction with the introduction.
yes, let me add just a very
Mhm.
tiny thing. Um, it's more like what I often get asked is, but when it's for everybody, your education was for everyone, what's the difference to just studying education? In education, you have lots of more organizing stuff,
Mhm.
how to run a business, how to write, how to communicate with these Behörden, with the official, I don't know the word in
Institutions
English.
with official
Institutions,
institutions.
yes,
Yeah.
how to communicate, how to, what's the law, and so on. So, and it's a bit less practical. So what I learned was very deep connected to work in practice. And we had lots of in-person trainings, very much of this, what I am so grateful for. And the difference from what teachers who teach like mathematics or German or so in a school, they have lots of more German and mathematics and just a tiny little bit of education.
Mm-hmm.
And my 6 years was education, just and people,
Mm-hmm.
psychology and education. And the last 2 years also was pre-training for psychotherapists. So this was one of my goals when I started. I wanted to work with children as a psychotherapist, but then I realized that I have to dance.
Mm-hmm.
So I just can't sit whole day or talk whole day. I have to move, I have to dance, and I really want to connect with people through dance. And this is why I focused on teaching dance during my time in university and also started teaching regular classes. And now I'm a full-time dance teacher and can work with you, dear Elena.
Yes, for which I'm very grateful. And I think this is something that that is the main focus of our school. It's not just teaching dance, but it's also connecting with people because it's not a big school. It's quite a small room for dance, uh, and we have like maybe around 150 regular members and some people who visit our workshops. So it's quite small. And I think this is something that our members really appreciate about our school, that it's very personal. There's a lot of room for emotional support. There's a lot of room for getting to know each other individually. And this is, I think, thanks also a big thanks to your social skills and your educational skills for yes. And it makes me very happy that we have this opportunity to share some of that with anyone who's interested in teaching dance, or just, you know, dancers who would like to understand more about dance education, basically. So maybe let's go back or go further, move on to the main topic of this talk, the dance teacher's toolbox. Would you like to tell us how you came up with the very idea to teach this seminar?
I did lots of teacher trainings. So I worked with sports teachers, with dance teachers, with teachers from primary school, from more of advanced school, and I just don't have time to do this anymore because our small school, with so many tiny classes, yeah, I don't have time to do anything besides the school thing and my dance projects. So, and I got asked quite often about private classes, and I also did these. I did some teacher training in private session, but I don't have time to do this too. And I realized during the teacher trainings I taught and during the private coachings I did with some teachers that most people like have the same questions. So I came up with the idea, hey, why not make a workshop series out of it? So that I can offer my knowledge, because I really love to share my experiences and also what I learned in university, how to work on a scientific basis with you, and to find out together how to improve your teaching style and how to find a way of teaching that makes you self-confident and happy. This is so important, to find your way of teaching that really fits to you and makes you happy. If you're a happy teacher, your students can be happy too.
That's so
Hi,
true.
Yvonne.
Yeah, there are some people joining us. Hi, Marlon. I saw some very familiar names.
Yes.
So happy for that you're joining us. Yeah, let's talk about the seminar a little more. I already said that this seminar is for people who teach dance, for people who are just dancers and would like to learn more. So maybe you could sum up who would you like to see in this workshop series?
I'd like to see dance teachers with some, it doesn't have to be much, some teaching experience, and dancers who want to go more in the direction of teaching. So it's totally fine to take part in the seminar if you don't have any teaching experience at all, but want to know more about it. But basically, it's for teachers that have some experience so that we can work with this.
Okay. Let me see. So why do you think should people who teach dance or who want to teach dance join the seminar? Why is it important to take part in such teacher trainings, in your opinion?
To be able to create fluid and engaging classes that are you excited about, and your students too. So what surprised me the most when I started my university time with special educational needs and psychology is that it's totally possible to learn how to teach learning in general, to learn how to be empathetic and stuff like this. So you learn, you can learn, there are methods about learning how to be more emotion sensitive and stuff like this. And if you don't learn how to teach, you don't know that you can improve, that you can feel much more comfortable with teaching, that you can be more self-confident and enjoy your classes even more. Because there are so many dance teachers out there who just love to dance and who love to work with people and who just don't know that it's possible to learn how to teach, to learn how to be self-confident, to learn how to create an atmosphere that is suitable for you and for your students as well.
Yeah, that's so true. That's something that I also experienced as a dancer and as a beginning dance teacher, because I'm not a trained teacher, not a classically trained teacher for dance. I started with belly dance when I was 20 years old, I think, and at some point I wanted to, I wanted to teach as well, or I was asked to teach, and there was no formal training for this kind of teaching. So you could either go to a university and apply for a ballet master's, but that was out of question for people like me who just do belly dance, and there's no way to study belly dance in this kind of form. So I was trying to imitate my teachers at first, and was not really questioning the quality of what I was doing. Just at some point, I noticed that my classes were starting to bore me, and I wasn't as excited about teaching as I was in the beginning. So what helped me was really going to seminars like the one you're offering, and learning a lot from watching you as someone who has a lot of tools in their toolbox, and also going to seminars of other educators who offer this kind of teacher training, and it inspired me so much. And now every time before my class, I get really excited, and I'm really happy to teach. And there's rarely a day that I feel like I'm bored by what I'm doing, because uh, I just realized that there's so much more to teaching than just standing in front of a class and doing your thing. And it's the connection with the people that's so cool. And um, getting to apply all those little tricks and methods that you learn in such trainings. So this is what I can tell from my personal experience. So for especially for people who are not formally trained as dance teachers, this is very valuable. Things like that. Yeah. So I'm just looking at the commentary section. Just Yvonne says hello. Hi, Yvonne. Let's talk about what you're going to to offer in the seminar. There are 5 workshops altogether. Each one is has a different topic written all over that. Maybe before we talk about every single topic, uh, I think there's a question that came up quite a lot. Do I have to register for the whole thing necessarily, or can I just register for workshop number 3, or am I gonna miss something if I don't visit or if I don't take part in workshops 1 and 2? So are they gonna be building upon each other, or can I just join individual single workshops?
When I created the structure, I was totally aware of the fact that dance teachers teach on weekends. So the whole thing is designed to can be the whole thing or just a single workshop or 2 workshops or 3. So it builds up on each other, but you don't have to be in workshop number 1 and 2 to understand what we're talking about in number 3. Of course, you will get a much deeper understanding in number 3 if you took part in number 1 and 2, but you won't be confused if you missed a workshop. So yes, it's totally fine to take part in one of the workshops and to not be able to take part in the whole seminar. And there's also the possibility, if you're German and English speaking, that you maybe sign up for the German seminar in the whole, but there's one part, one weekend where you have to switch to the English class, and this is totally fine too.
Yeah, I can confirm that. Also from the organizational point of view, just let us know if you want to switch like an individual class from Saturday to Sunday or vice versa. That's totally fine. It's not a problem. You don't have to pay extra. We just like to know in advance so that we we don't wait for you on the day that you cannot join us. And that's it. Yeah, no fuss about that. All right, so let's take a look at the topics. I'm just trying to find the structure. The first
I
one.
took some notes too.
Yeah.
I will have to look down a bit because I don't want to forget anything. I took some notes about the structure.
Yes. So the first one is structuring a dance class from a wholesome warm-up to a solid didactic structure. Would you like to tell us something about that?
Yeah, sure. So we will take a look about the main aspects of a dance class, but from different perspectives. These perspectives are dance medicine, totally. Also sports physiology, psychology, and education. So we move in dance. What is dance? Dance has something to do with movement. So it's totally worth it to take a look at it from this kind of perspective. So what is a healthy movement? How to create a healthy warm-up? How to design a dance class, maybe a technical one or more with a focus on improvisation for beginners or for advanced? What's the difference? Do you have a mixed level class? And so on and so on and so on. And there are so many dance styles out there and so many teachers, so many different students, and so many different classrooms. And it's a total difference if I teach 5 people in summer or 50 people in winter. The design is totally different. And we will talk about some tools that will help you to design a class that really fits to your teaching style, to your dance style, and to your students as well, to the room you're teaching in. And you will learn what part of the dance class is really necessary and what could be replaced by something else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you really have to do crunches in every dance class? So this is quite provocative. You don't have to do crunches at all. You're totally fine with planks and so on. But do I have to do stretching in every dance class? When do I have to do stretching? Do I have to build up muscles in the dance class? Is it part of the dance class or not? In which part of the dance class could I do this? Should I do breathing techniques or not? These are the questions we are talking about, and I will give you some very up-to-date scientific information and a short lecture. And in between the lecture, we will do some practical stuff, and I will help you to transfer the knowledge into your dance class.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think this is the most important thing that participants maybe should be aware of, that this is not just some, some model, some stamp you're you're presenting. So this is the structure that's universally valid for everyone, but it's helping them find out what the optimal structure is for their individual style of teaching, their dance style, and the kind of groups that they teach. This is, I think, a very valuable information.
And it's also about setting goals, setting short-term goals and setting long-term goals. How do I get there? That I don't go to class and like, oh, we could dance today, but without a goal, people get bored. You as a teacher get bored too. Your students will get bored too. You don't have to tell them the goal, but you have to have a goal. This is very important. How to find these goals, how to set up long-term goals you can work on in your regular class, or maybe a short-term goal in a 3 hours workshop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's so true. That's also something that helped me a lot personally, to have a goal or to have a curriculum that I'm working with, and working on these goals, like short term, midterm, and long term. So that kind of raised my level of teaching fun way up. So that's really important, and it's great that it's part of the seminar. All right. Hi everyone joining us now. So happy to see you. Let's move on to the second workshop. That's Psychology of Learning, Educational Theories and their Usage in Dance Class. So that's something that you've been trained very extensively in, right?
Yes. Yes. But no worries. Of course, this seminar is based on scientific theories and scientific knowledge about learners, different types of learners, what do they need, but we will always transfer the information to our practical experience. So we will discuss everything. What does this mean for my students? You have your students in your mind. You know that maybe you have students that needs a bit longer to understand your explanations, to understand the movement. Maybe you will find out, maybe, not always, but maybe you will find out it's not about the student, it's about how you present the movement to your student. And this is the second part of the seminar about. So psychology of learning is about getting a deeper understanding of how learning, how motoric learning, so movement learning works in general, and individual too. There are different types of learners. There are even different types of intelligence. And one person is a very room-orientated learner who is very fast in getting formations and so on. And another one is very good at seeing structures. And the one who is a bit less structured maybe needs a different kind of explanation than the one who is very well structured and especially as a beginner needs a very well structured thing. Maybe the very well structured learner will ask these questions we dance teachers love so much, these questions that make you think about the move again and like, is it like this? I don't know. Never thought about it like this. And yeah, part 2, psychology of learning, is about how to learn and how to make learning very easy. Because if you really understand how our brain works, how our body works in learning, how to analyze in which phase of learning your students are, or maybe even yourself as a dancer are, then it's so easy to adapt the steps and adapt what you want to learn, your learn goals, to your students and also to yourself. Learning is not that hard if you know how to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that sounds promising.
And most important thing, I let me spoil a tiny little detail. Um, Learning works the best when you're having fun. It's true. It's scientifically proved. You have to have fun. You have to be very excited about what you're doing, and then learning works the best. So learning feels very easy and very thrilling if you understood how to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, true. Know that from my personal experience. Great. Let's move on to the third workshop, teaching mixed level groups. Engage your beginners
Oh, yes.
without boring your advanced students. That is something that comes up quite a lot, especially with dance styles such as Fat Jens belly dance style or fusion belly dance, but also with ballet, with contemporary dance. For anyone who has ever worked at a dance school like ours, there are always beginners. In intermediate classes, there are always intermediate or advanced students in beginner classes. And as a teacher, you often feel totally lost and overwhelmed. And oh my goodness, who should I focus on? How do I do this?
How do I not confuse my beginners or frustrate them? How do I not bore my advanced? There are so many doubts teachers get with mixed level groups, but there are some methods how to deal with, because this is our everyday life as a teacher that works in a not professional pre-education. So with hobby dancers, you always have mixed level classes with hobby dancers, because there are people who did 20 years of classical ballet in their childhood and people who never danced at all. All of them feel like very beginners and will be in your very beginners class. And maybe in the first class, you will not see so much of a difference, but the second class will be different. Third as well. So we dance teachers have to deal with the mixed level groups every day in every class. It's our everyday life, and it's something that is very excited to work with. Um, because if you know how to handle situations, if you have some tools in your toolbox to deal with mixed level groups and deal with certain situations, you get very confident and excited to work with these groups, because it's like a big chance to really work individually. So you don't it doesn't work if you have a group of 100 people and you can't build a connection to your students. But if you have a group where you know your students by name, or teach a workshop that is not overcrowded, if it is, you can't work as a dance teacher at all. You're like a screen. People, if you don't connect as a teacher with your class, then you're not really teaching them. But if you teach them, you have to work with the students, you have to work with their pre-knowledge and with their ways of learning, and very, very individually. And this is what is the reason why we do this job, right? We want to connect with our students. We really want to share our knowledge to human. If we would not love this part of the job, we would do videos and put them on YouTube also. But if you really work with people, you love to connect to them. And if you love this, it's very easy to teach mixed level classes. You just have to know how.
Exactly, yes. And I think a lot of dance teachers experience that I'm sure I sure did. Seeing mixed that I have like a mixed level class used to raise my stress level like this. It was like, oh no, what do I do? And it's you start panicking, and you end up being confused and confusing everyone and overwhelming everyone. That just doesn't have to be this way. If you know how, it is just so relaxing to know, okay, so I know these people are more advanced, so I'll handle this way, I have the certain tools for that. And it's just so it takes off all the pressure and all the stress from you, and just lets you enjoy teaching, and your students will notice that too, and will also enjoy your class, and everyone will feel seen, and will feel also relaxed, and will be able to learn at their pace and at their level. So there's nothing wrong with mixed level classes if you know how to deal with them. So I'm really looking forward to that one, because I sure know that I need a little more education on that one. So I'm really excited about this one.
Yes, me too.
Let's see. Emotion sensitive teaching. How to professionally deal with feelings, moods, and needs in the dance studio. So this is also something that comes up a lot, especially with amateur dancers, I think, because if you teach professionals, they're more aware usually of their feelings, and are more able, well, sometimes. Okay, I think maybe it's important whenever you're dealing with human beings. I was first thinking maybe it's more important to if you're teaching adults, but it's also very important when you're working with kids. Yeah, working with humans means you're working with emotions, right?
Yes. And you also work with your own emotions. And this very, very fun part, the fourth part of the seminar, is about professionalizing your own emotions and to use them as a tool in the dance class. So, my empathy is my tool to understand my students better. And this is what we learn in this fourth part to work with, how to work with this. These techniques I want to share with you are from teacher training and from psychotherapy training. So as a psychotherapist, you have to deal a lot with emotions. Um, I don't know if you have to deal more with them than as a teacher, but you have to deal with them. And therapists developed some very well working methods to deal with these emotions that are in the room, to acknowledge them, and to work with them, to create an environment that is safe for your students and safe for you as well. And this is what we need if we really want to have a good time together. We need a safe environment. And as you learned today, you need it for learning.
Mm-hmm.
So this is quite an important and quite a fun topic to work with.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, yeah. I'm also looking forward to that, because uh, I've seen a lot of different emotions in my dad's classes, both from the students and also from myself. There's everything from uncontrollable laughter, lots of tears, frustration, anger, sadness. It's all there, and I think it's also very useful, especially when you're dealing with something so artistic as dance. It cannot live without emotions, and um, yeah, you talked about safe environment, and I also realized some time ago that it's really, really important to offer that to your students and for yourself, because when you're working creatively, you really open yourself up emotionally, and you need to feel safe in order to.
As a teacher too, what happens a lot is what you are talking about for part number 3, teaching mixed level groups. Your stress level goes up. Okay, how to deal with this? And in the 4th part of the series, we will learn how to realize that this is happening, how to analyze what is happening right now. Is it from me, or is it from something I can't control? Is it maybe from something that happened to me or to someone in the room before? And we all know this as a teachers. Sometimes the atmosphere in a room gets a shift, and you don't know why this happens. Sometimes the shift is amazing, and sometimes it's not. And we will focus on how to develop some strategies to get control over these shifts and to be aware of them, and then controlling them to shift back to this healthy and safe environment.
Yeah, that's great. That's also really something I'm looking forward to. Okay, and the final workshop will be all about troubleshooting. What to do when everything goes wrong. So this one sounds like fun, because I'm guessing we'll get to share some really funny stories from dance classes when stuff hit the fan and chaos was ruling the day, and how to deal with that. So yeah, I think every dance teacher has had at least one class where it was just all going south.
So in this 5th part, we will take everything we had in part 1 to 4 and use it for dealing with different situations, dealing with unexpected situations. So there are some situations nearly every dance teacher knows and that are quite common, like what to do if you forgot your choreography. This happens quite often, right? Or more, we feel like this happens quite often. It's not that often at all, but lots of dance teachers know this. What to do if you forgot your notes, your music doesn't work. These are like the tiny little easy things. And then there could happen a conflict in the room, maybe between some students or between a student and you. Sometimes what I was asked a lot is how to deal with a student that doesn't want to take my feedback. So who get very frustrated if I give some feedback. This is something that happens a lot. And we will take the strategies we learned from the classes before to find a solution for all these unexpected situations that can happen and that happen in a classroom. So, and again, you don't have to be in workshop 1 to 4 to learn how to deal with an unexpected situation, but you will totally get a deeper understanding about the solutions, about why should we deal like this, or why can we deal like this or that. Why maybe is yelling back not the best idea?
Yeah, probably not. Also, maybe how to keep a cool head when everything goes wrong. Yeah,
and I'm really looking forward to all these funny stories that you will share with us. You can do it anonymous, so that you can send me your situations before it. I will not tell who sent it to me. and or you can share it in the seminar as well. So before every seminar, a few days before, you will get a questionnaire where I will ask some questions that will help me to prepare the workshop a bit more individually for you. So a few days before the first class, you will get a questionnaire that I want to invite you to fill in so that I can go directly in the topics that you really need. Yes, so and I will do this for every workshop. So I will prepare it a bit individually, but also based on scientific results.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen the amounts of books that you've been working through while preparing the seminar, so that everyone can be sure that this is very well researched. I can vouch for that because I've
Yeah, not just books we have to tell.
Mhm.
Whoever knows about scientific research, you have to do the research in the journals, not just in the books, because the books are old,
Yeah.
2 years or something, and the journals are very updated. So I learned in my master's degree how to work scientific, and I do this for the seminar because there are some things. We have this whole part of dance theory, dance medicine, and dance education, and there is some research, but there is not that much research as books are out there that try to tell you how to be a good teacher and how not. And lots of these books, I'm sorry to tell you, are not good, that are not based on scientific results. And if you did not learn how to work in science, you will not see this. You will not understand that the fancy name for the method is not based on any scientific results, and sometimes goes in the direct opposite than science is now. So I will tell you what we know based on science, what we don't, and what are my experiences, but I will separate this. So we will work practical, of course we will, and we will make scientific results understandable and useful for you.
Yeah, I think this is a very important aspect of working and learning. Know your sources and know how to recognize which source is which one is based on actual research with actual people and actual scientists, and which one is just someone copying down something that they learned maybe 30-50 years ago, or what is something that someone is telling you from their personal experience, which is also very valuable, but it doesn't apply to a bigger group like in a scientific research or a survey. So this is, I think, also something that that distinguishes this seminar as something that is really well researched and based on academic work. Okay, we don't have that much time, but maybe we can take a look at a couple of questions that we received from our followers. Let me see. So, we talked about switching days already. That's not a problem. And we also talked about how this seminar is mostly for dance teachers with a little bit or more experience, but also for people who are thinking about switching from just dancing or performing to teaching dance. So you can absolutely participate even if you're not a dance teacher yet, but thinking about it, for example, or just interested in this kind of thing. And one organizational question was, until when can I register? So what's the deadline for registration for the complete package? And there's no limit to that. Just be aware that you have to make sure that your payment arrives right before the first workshop. So if you're using PayPal, you can just sign up on the day of the first workshop and you're in. If you're using bank transfer, make sure that you register a couple of days before, so that there's enough time for the transfer to go through. But there's no specific deadline for that. And also be aware that there won't be complete recordings of the entire workshop. We will record the parts where you're making a lecture, right? Where
It's hard because I don't do a 20 minutes lecture and know the next part. I will mix it up with a personal discussion, so there won't be a recording because I really want to have an open conversation and to yeah, I want to invite everyone to really participate with their camera and their micro on, and to discuss things all together, to ask questions. So there won't be a recording, but you will get a handout, a very well researched handout. First one already is more than 8 pages. So then you can take the handout and can read everything we were talking about. There's a list of books I recommend, some journals I can recommend. And so this is how you can work after the seminar. We will have the live classes and lectures, and then you will get your handout. And of course, you can ask your questions after the seminar too, if it's not just too much, because I don't have that much time. But I'm very happy to answer short questions afterwards. Sure.
Yeah. Just so you know that the no recording policy is just simply due to the fact that we want everyone to feel safe to ask their questions and not be self-conscious because, oh my gosh, this is going to be on record. I don't want to ask.
Dance teachers. I'm a dance teacher, and maybe I say something stupid, and all the other dance teachers will know, and maybe they will show my colleague or whatever. And we don't want this.
Yeah.
This is why we will not do a recording.
Yeah. This is not something that we suspect people might do, but we just want everyone to feel safe and
Yes.
not have any reservations about, speaking out and asking questions that are really important to them. That's why there will be no recordings for that reason. Yeah. So what else? There was also the question about this seminar being the first of its kind, and that's why we were offering a special prize of only 150 euros for the entire 10 hours plus the scripts for every workshop, which is a great value. And we were asked if it's just a trial run, what does it mean, will there be any differences in the next rounds? Is it just something that is relevant for participants or potential participants to know?
Yes. So the trial version means that maybe we will realize that there are so many questions about psychology of learning that for the next round, I would split it into 2 workshops, or maybe teaching mixed level groups has no questions at all, what I don't think. But stuff like this, if you never offered this teacher training in this workshop environment before, and I did single workshops, but I did not do a workshop series for teachers. I did some teacher trainings, but it was like 8 hours a day. And then it was done. And it was not from January to April. Every few weeks, we will grow together as a group. We will work on the stuff we were working on. Maybe I will realize that you wish for an hour extra to have a longer discussion. These are things I just don't know yet, and I will know much better for the next round. So this means trial.
Mm-hmm.
Might be that we will change the order a bit. We don't know yet. So I did lots of teacher trainings. I did lots of coachings, and I have some knowledge about the topics. But we never did, the Elena and me never did a series, a teacher training series for you before. And this is why we want to offer the workshop series a bit cheaper than these kind of workshops usually are.
Yeah, exactly. So you can absolutely expect the best quality we can offer. And as we already said, Dani is doing some very extensive research on, so just to update her information from what she learned in college and the university, which was, I think you graduated like 7 years ago.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And during these last years, there are some very interesting scientific results about, is a mirror in the classroom something good or something bad? And this is so exciting, right? We all grew up with, you have a dance room, so you have a mirror.
Mm-hmm.
But is it really a good thing to have the mirror? And what does the mirror do with your body sensory? And this is so exciting, and I really want to share the new scientific results with you. But always connected to our practical work.
Yeah, that's great. So, as you already said, this little questionnaire that you will send out before every workshop will also help get the participants involved from the very beginning, so that you can really tend to their needs and connect with them immediately. And this is also something that will, of course, change from round to round, because there will be new participants then. So there will be slight differences, but I think the structure altogether will stay pretty much the same. There might be one workshop more or less. Who knows? We will see how it goes. But yeah, I'm very excited about this project, and I'm really looking forward to that. And you can still sign up, absolutely, as I said, up until, I think, the first workshop is on January 7th, and you're more than welcome to take some time and a couple of days to think about it and sign up. And also we were talking about the introduction round, because right, there's always this awkward section in the beginning where everyone introduces themselves, and it might take from anything from 5 minutes to half hour, taking away from the workshop time. And since we are hoping that everyone who signs up will sign up for the whole thing, because all of the topics are super interesting, amazing, so that we decided to have an introduction breakfast and coffee before the first workshop respectively. So there will be a breakfast to introduce yourself at on Saturday, January 7th, right? At 10 a.m. Because
yes,
yeah,
the workshop starts at 11,
11
and I really want to have a breakfast with you at 10 a.m. So that we can chat a bit, get to know each other a bit better, so that we can start a really relaxed workshop. I was in a workshop a few weeks ago where were more than 30 people in, and we had this introduction round, and it took an hour of this precious workshop time. And it was so nice to get to know everyone. But 1 hour of introduction, why you could learn something more about what you paid for. I don't want you to get this feeling of, oh, I didn't pay for an introduction round. So let's do a not that annoying, Anja, I hope it will not be annoying to have a little breakfast together, because it's just a breakfast, a dance teacher breakfast, and then we can just chat a bit. And after the breakfast, you have lots of nutritions in your body to concentrate on the things we will talk about. And the same goes for the round on Sunday, January the 8th. We will have 1 hour before the workshop starts. We want to offer a little afternoon coffee for the group so that we can get together and get to know each other a bit.
Yeah, so the workshops on Sundays will start at 5 p.m. Central European Time, which means that the coffee will be at 4 p.m. our time. And depending on your time zone, you can join us also either for breakfast, or maybe it's already dinner in your time zone. And we will just get to know each other very casually and start on time with learning exciting stuff. All right. I think we have one last question, which I think one of your cooperation partners or collaboration partners sent to you. This is more kind of a general question to Dani as a dance performer. So he was asking, do you work out extra outside your classes, or is it just enough to teach dance and be as fit as you are, and as as you know? I think that's
I work out. I work out extra. Yes. Yes, I have to work out extra to keep my body healthy, because especially if I have performance time and rehearsal time, you dance the same choreography or same choreographic set over and over and over again, and it's not possible to do artistic relevant choreographies, if so to say, that are body balanced all the time. So there are choreographies that focus so much on chest lifts that I have to work the opposite too. And this is what I do. I, so to say, you could say part of my daily practice is a bit of training. I train my flexibility because I needed so much to make the movements easier. And I also train my muscles, but more with the focus of supporting a healthy alignment. So what I really train is my alignment, the alignment of my joints, so that I find a neutral and well-supported position for every joint that I focus on, that I train my muscles for, and stretching.
Yeah.
So this is what I train, but yes, I have to train extra.
Yeah, definitely. That's also something that I can subscribe to. But even if you're teaching a lot more classes than me. It also depends on what you're currently working on. If you're only teaching, but also if you're just teaching classes, you have to keep up your stamina and your alignment, as you said. And especially if you have some performance projects coming up, there's a lot of work to do in that area just to, uh, get into performance shape, so to speak.
Yes, yes.
Mhm.
As a dancer, you have to plan your projects. So if I'm facing a month of performances and rehearsal and training every day, what happens? And I had a month of really relaxed time before, then I really already know that I will get an injury during the month of so much training. So I have to plan. I plan my year, and I plan in which month to work out how many yeah, hours a week. And in the beginning of the year, in January, when I start a new training and all of my classes, I usually don't have to work out so much extra because since I have to show the new training to every class, I have to do everything with them. But if we're in the month of performance preparation with the students, then I'm more standing and helping and maybe walking around, but I'm not dancing so much myself,
Mhm.
then I have to train extra a lot
Yeah,
to keep my shape.
yeah, yeah, that's true. Yeah, I think this is also that could be the topic for an extra live talk.
Yes, yeah, totally.
Yeah. So let's see. I think we went through all of the questions that we had so far. Thank you everyone so much for watching. Um, thank you, Dani, for joining us. Thank you for taking your time. As I already said, the dance teachers toolbox will start on January 7th. The German version and the English version will start on January 8th. And you can still sign up. Just send us either a DM here on Instagram or on Facebook, or even better is to send us a short email to info@calaneya.de. You can also find the link in our bio on how to contact us, and we will set you up with all the information you need. If you have any more questions that come up after this live, don't hesitate to ask us. We are happy to help. And we will also leave the recording of this talk on our feed. And you can watch it all over again, if you had to leave early or didn't make it on time. Yeah, I wish you a very nice evening or afternoon, wherever you are. Good night. And we will see you tomorrow, hopefully, on our next live, which will be, I think, all about our plans for 2023, also at 5 p.m. So you can be really excited about that because we have lots of fun and exciting plans, even more than just the toolbox. So you can be sure it will be worth it joining us.
Yes.
All right.
And tomorrow, Elena,
Mhm.
will it be in German or in English? I
Uh,
think it's in German. Tomorrow is in German,
yeah,
right?
or tomorrow's.
Or is the day after tomorrow in German? I'm not sure.
I think both ones are in German.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, so thank you everyone for joining. Thank you, Elena, for doing such a good job as an interviewer.
My pleasure.
Can't wait to do the toolbox with you.
Me too. Yeah, this will be great. All right, everyone. See you soon. Have
See you tomorrow.
a bye. Mwah.